What's up guys, Laganis here today, and we are doing a really exciting video today. We are building a PC for my little brother Caleb right here. You can see him. He's a bit sick today, so he won't be talking too much, but he's going to learn quite a bit, and I hope you guys are too. If you want to check him out, he's a it's just Minecraft Nation. That's his channel. This is Chisco Dynamite, otherwise known as my brother Aiden. And these are our components, and I'm going to start off this video by saying I'm not going to pretend to know everything there is to know about PCs. I do know some things, and I know that I've built one before, so it's not super new to me, but I know quite a bit, and just bear with me if I don't know some things. But to start off, we're going to be going through each of the parts and what they do. And so I'll just make it really brief for you guys so you guys don't have to listen to me ramble on. The first thing is this, and this is our hard drive. Now this hard drive is 320 gigabytes at 7200 RPM, which means it's pretty good. It's like middle class. There's like three different like stages of RPMs. There's like 5400, 7200, and like 100 and something thousand. So this hard drive was like, I forget, it was like $30 or something, $35 or something. You can find all the parts down in the description of this video. I'll leave a parts list. Next thing up is our processor. Now this is a AMD 7850K. Now I got this processor is because it's got 4 computing cores, but it's got 8 graphics cores, which means we will not be needing a graphics card for the moment because we're trying to keep this build really cheap, really cost efficient. And so yeah, here you can see the processor. Let me get a little bit more focus in right there. And so there's the processor. Yeah, so this PC is mostly going to be built for Minecraft, but it will be able to play other games. Remember that. It will be able to play other games, but it's focused on a Minecraft build. So that's our processor. Next up, we have our RAM. Let me see this real quick. This is our 8 gigs of RAM. This is just one stick of RAM. It's 4 gigs. I'm sorry. And this is like 1633 megahertz, which is pretty decent. That's about what I have, and mine runs pretty decently as well. And we only got one stick because in this, I'll show you guys this motherboard in a second. It only has 2 RAM slots, so we're going to be able to upgrade later or expand later. We'll talk about that in a second. This is the power supply. Now this is what powers all of the components in your PC. This is a 400 watt power supply because this build only needs about 175 watts of electricity. So we'll show you guys more about that later. Last but definitely not least is our motherboard. Now this motherboard is what connects all of your components together. It connects all these and makes them talk to each other and work together well. And this is a micro ATX motherboard because we have a micro ATX form factor for our case, because we wanted to keep it cheap, small, and just mostly cheap. And so this is our case. I believe it's called the Ranger M. Alright, so this is the Ranger M. This is, I forget which brand it is. I'll have to check with you guys on that. But this is, like I said, a micro ATX. It's got one cool thing. It's got a blue LED cooling fan in the front, and it's by Rosewill. And I have a Cooler Master case, so I haven't really dealt with a Rosewill before, but hopefully it's pretty good. This is our intake fan, and what happens is this sucks in all the air. It goes this way, and it blows out this back end. And so that's how the air kind of flows and keeps everything cool. So yeah, that's basically all our parts. Now it's time to actually get into building it. Alright, so our first thing we're going to be doing is putting in our power supply on our hard drive, because those things do not really enter the motherboard at all. They're just kind of there. This hard drive will go right here. Actually, we're gonna put everything in the motherboard first and install that before we do this, because if we install this first, it's gonna be sticking out a little bit. So in here it's gonna interfere with putting in the motherboard. So motherboard first. Okay, so one thing you want to make sure of is stay grounded. You do not want electrostatic discharge into your motherboard because that will fry the components. They're really sensitive, so at all times make sure before you touch anything you touch something metal, or if you're wearing an ESD wristband, that's good too. Just always touch something metal so you're always grounded. So first things first, this is the motherboard. Go ahead and take this guy out. And this is the back panel which it comes with. So this is the back panel. See if it's in focus. This is the back panel. This goes right over here. I don't know if it's in focus. Keep messing with. No, not that. Mess with this thing right here.
Oh, this one.
This goes right in the back. Yeah, this goes right in the back right here, and this is like for all your back panel connectors, like your USB and all that kind of stuff. That goes in the back. We won't be needing that right now. So first off, we have the motherboard, which it's in this kind of opaque kind of case or plastic kind of thing. This is what prevents it from getting electrostatically, what's the word?
Charged.
Yeah, shocked, I guess. So we're gonna be putting this baby right on the plastic case it came in, because that way it cannot be statically shocked, or whatever you want to call it. Now we're gonna be putting on the RAM and the processor onto here first, so we don't have to mess with it in the case. So first up, let's install the RAM, because that's easy to install. You want to make sure not to touch the pins on here. Don't touch any of those pins. Now, if you see, there's a notch right here, and there's also a notch kind of thing right here. What you want to do is you want to pull both of these.
I'm zooming it in.
You want to pull both of these little tabs back, and then you want to just push it. You want to slide it in there. You want to slide it in basically until it snaps. So don't be afraid to push it a little bit. It takes a little bit of force. Yeah, you just got to keep kind of fiddling with it until it kind of pushes in there, and you see these two tabs pop back up. That means it's secured in there, it's not coming out. And the pins are touching the right things they need to be touching. So next is our processor. This is the A107850K. It's a very nice processor. It's quad core at 3.4 gigahertz. So let me go ahead and open this real quick. Alright, so here is our processor, which came with a fan. Here, if you can pull it down here a little bit. Which way should I? It's probably this way. This is the fan for the processor. This will go on somewhere on here. I'll have to secure it in a second, but first of all comes the actual processor itself, and it comes with a little manual. I also have the actual processor itself. Now this is the brain of the computer. This is what makes all of it. This is what makes all of it run. Usually with this you'll have like a thermal paste to connect it to your fan, but with the fan it's already got thermal paste installed on it. So we'll go ahead and make sure we're grounded. You want to there's usually a little lever on here, and you kind of just pull it up all the way, and then you want to go ahead and make sure you're grounded. And that's where we left off yesterday, because at that moment I had realized that we had ordered the wrong motherboard, because the wrong socket did not fit in with our CPU well, because it wasn't the right socket, like I said. So we had to go ahead and buy a new one from Prize Electronics. We just got it dropped off a couple minutes ago. We're going to go ahead and return the old one because we'd have no use for it now. So we'll go ahead and get on with building the rest of the PC. Here, let's come over here. As you can see, if you look right here, I went ahead and installed the power supply and the hard drive right here. And so these were both really easy parts to install. You can see, come around the back real quick here. The power supply was just 4 screws. That's all you had to do to install it. You just got to make sure. Since this is a smaller case, you just, this one's on top. Sometimes it'll be down here in the bottom. Be down here, usually on bigger cases. I also installed the hard drive. This one, you can put in 4 screws if you want, but there's, here, come in closer. We installed these 2 screws right here and right here, and that's all you really need to keep that. It's not going to be moving that much at all. There's also 2 screw holes on the back if you want to be extra safe, but it's not going anywhere. These are just the cables for the power supply. They're kind of tangled up with these cables. This is for the front panel, and this one's for the fan. This one's also for the fan. So yeah, right now I'm going to go ahead and screw down this motherboard. You can see, alright, these little gold screws right here, these are called risers. They basically just keep the motherboard up and away from the actual case so that it doesn't get like shocked or anything like that. So I just went ahead and screw those in. It's real easy, you can just twist them in, and then you're going to align. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. I'm going to go back to where we left off yesterday. We'll go ahead and pull this, make sure we're grounded obviously. Go ahead and pull this. Here, let me, hold on one sec. So this is our brand new motherboard. It's like, if you're wondering, it's the MSI 868HM Grenade. This one we upgraded a little bit from the previous one just because it has it has a PCI 16 slot and it looks like a PCI 8 slot. It also came with this little user's manual. This is going to show you where to put everything, such as your you know, how to install everything basically. Your motherboard manual is kind of going to cover everything, like as far as installing things go. So that's our manual. Let's go ahead and install, like we did yesterday, the RAM and the CPU. So where's our RAM actually? Okay, so same thing as yesterday basically. You're going to go ahead and ground yourself. Make sure that you're not touching any of these pins, of these gold pins along the bottom of this. And you want to pull out these 2 tabs right here. Make sure this notch is aligned. And it doesn't really matter if you're just doing one. If your motherboard has 4 of these RAM slots, then you want to make sure if you're using 2 RAM actual cards, then they're the same color correspondent. So they'll be like a black, white, black, white. You want to put them both in the black or whatever color they are. Should be pretty straightforward, but same as yesterday. Kind of just want to push it in until it clicks. Don't be afraid to use a bit of force. Okay, so it clicked. So that's properly installed. Next thing, same as yesterday. You'll notice this thing also has these 2 plastic things. This is for the fan mount. Now this is what we didn't have on the other one as well. So we're going to go ahead and lift the lever like we did on the other one. Pull it all the way up. And then you're going to go ahead and grab your fan right here. And this is our CPU itself. Like I was saying, never touch these gold pins. You want to just go ahead and kind of grab it like this. You can flip it over. This is a heavy CPU. Alright, so like I said on the last part yesterday, this little gold arrow right here, you're going to find there's an arrow in this case, on this motherboard, it's right here on this side. So you just want to flip it over and you want to go ahead and push it. Like there's no force required with installing the CPU. There, it popped right in. It slid right in. It. All those holes should align. So now it's set. All you have to do is push this down. It will require a little bit of force. Don't be afraid though. You just slid it and the lever falls right into place. Next thing up is our CPU fan. Now this thing, there is like a lever lock on one side, and then there's like just a normal whatever. They're both kind of hooks, and you kind of just want to put it on. See, there's this this connector right here. This is for your fan. You want to go ahead and find where it is at on your. Let's see, where is it at? Oh, it's right here. So yeah, you want to go ahead and install it whichever way this cord is closer to your CPU fan actual connector, and then it kind of just falls in. There should be, yeah, it just kind of sits right in there. You want to hook both of these tabs over the little hooks, at least for this AMD one, and then you just want to push this lever all the way down, locked. So now it's locked into place, it's not going anywhere. And then you want to go ahead and grab this little pin and you want to go ahead and just slide it and push it in, and it's locked in now. So that is our motherboard components installed onto the motherboard. We're going to, since I didn't install the hard drive into here. Alright, so we just finished screwing down the motherboard. I went ahead and let my battery charge for my camera because it was dying. So as you can see, here, zoom in on this part right here.
Oh, let me get in the focus.
Alright, so you see this little screw right here? Basically, those risers that I was talking to you about earlier, you just want to align, there's little holes all around, they're kind of circled with little like things like you can see here. You just want to align them and then just screw in. There was only 6 for this one, and it's fairly easy. This back plate right here on the bottom, this thing was a pain to get on, but what I did is I just put it actually physically on the motherboard itself and then kind of push the motherboard inside there. And so that kind of worked, I guess, for me. This thing just kind of protects any dust or stuff like that from getting in here. So now that what's left to do basically is connect all these power cables. I know it may look like a lot right now, but it's fairly easy, it's fairly straightforward. So we'll just go ahead and go. First of all, we want to plug in. All right, so for this motherboard, there is 24 pins on the main power connector. This is called the main ATX power, whatever it's called, connector thing. And you just want to align it. There's like a bunch of little notches and stuff. And then if you can see on this, right here, there's one that doesn't have anything in it. And so I don't know if there's one like that on there, but
I don't know.
Basically, you just, if this tab right here on this, there should be a notch in there. That's basically how you align it. And so you just want to kind of make sure you're grounded and just kind of push it in, and it should pop or snap or something like to that effect. And they're just kind of popped right there. And it's locked in. So that's our main power for most of it. And then we'll just go ahead and connect the rest of these where they're supposed to go. This is for our hard drive and like our CD drive and stuff. So we'll just connect this first one into right here on the back of the hard drive. It's like an L-shaped one, if you can see it. You want to just make sure that notch aligns with the little L notch on the hard drive itself. And then this, you can also do this for the CD drives. Then next thing is the for this last little bit, I'm just gonna explain what we did. Here you can see these. These were like, I don't know, 8 different connecting port thing or connectors or whatever, and you just kind of, one rule of thumb is read them so that they're sticking up this way, and the words are facing, like if you're looking at it like this straight on, the words would be read like this. So here, I'll give you an example real quick. Alright, so as you can see by my excellent artistic skills, these, if you were looking at it like straight on, these pins go like this. You want the words to always face towards you and read that way. So that's how you do the front panel. That's how you do the front panel for these guys. It's kind of dark. And then the rest was just kind of putting everything where it goes, and like all the connections just kind of go in the right places. You just kind of gotta trial and error. It's kind of just, if you figure out the shape, kind of goes to the shape. And then we just kind of stuff all the wires back there to keep them out of the way. And you want to just hook up your fans. There's one fan thing right over here. That's where we put this fan. And so it sucks in the air this way to this way. So the last thing we need to do is plug it in and turn it on and see if it works. So hopefully it does. Okay, so first starting it up, as you can see, this which is a good sign. The power LED did light up, so it means we connected those things right. This fan is on and blowing and bright. This fan is also on. CPU fan is also running, which is also a good sign. So right now it's looking pretty good. It looks like everything's pretty well set up. So we're gonna go ahead and connect it to a monitor and see if it displays anything. Alright, so we just plugged it into a monitor and we got this screen. It says CPU or memory changed. Press please enter setup to configure your system. So we're just gonna go ahead and press F1 since it's our first time. It's a pretty crappy keyboard, so I don't know if it's registering the F1. Here, I'm just gonna plug in a different keyboard. Sorry. Alright, so when we plugged in the new keyboard over there and pressed F1, the BIOS went ahead and showed up, and the BIOS is, if you don't know, it stands for Basic Input Output System. But it is registering everything. You got our processor, our RAM frequency, RAM size, which is 4 gigabytes. CPU, yeah, so it's registering everything, which means everything is correctly hooked up. And in here, you can go ahead and change all your settings for this. I'm gonna go ahead and everything looks, system status, advanced, everything looks pretty good. So I am going to go ahead and leave this video here. I was thinking about installing the operating system here, but I think that's pretty straightforward. You can find a lot of articles online about that. But yeah, we successfully built a computer, Caleb. How do you feel?
Good.
Feel very good?
Does that work?
Okay, so that one works. Cool, so that's good. We did everything we needed to do, and we're going to have to mess around with this, install an operating system and everything. But for now, I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like this video and comment what you thought about it. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I like to do a lot of these types of videos. They're really fun, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.